Good morning, YouTube. It's Saturday. It's a little bit late in the day. Alexa, time.
The time is 6:39 a.m.
6:39. So I get up early because in my schedule, early morning, I'm in the first place, I'm a morning person. I love the morning. Early morning, I can do things that I want to do. I'm getting later in life, so I'm a little older, and I'm starting to think, how will I use my golden years, these years when theoretically, if you did everything right in your youth, you'll have some money and freedom in your old age. Well, I didn't do anything right in my youth, so I have very limited freedom and very limited capital in my old age. But you also get a little bit craftier as you get old. And I can think of a couple schemes that might help me free up time to do something that I like, which is play guitar. So in my old age, I played guitar my whole life, so I got pretty good by years of effort. So now I'm trying to do exercises to try and improve, to level up, to become a really good guitar player rather than an average guitar player. And old dogs, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. All these sayings, which could be a song, all these sayings are true, that it's not easy. My personality, my effort, my brain elasticity, whatever it is, it's going to be a little hard for me to level up, but I can see it happening. It is happening. So every day, today I'm going to talk a little bit, but I'm going to tell you that every day for the past couple years, I've been practicing scales. I understood what the cage system was. And a couple years ago, as I started seeing, okay, what do I need to do to get better? And I listened to a bunch of videos. I looked up what people were doing and saying, and you can find them all over the internet. If you're here, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to give you my tips and tricks, which are what average people are trying to do to level up. I'm an average player. And you can see me fumbling around. I will make mistakes. I don't have the gift and the intense practice work ethic that will make it easy for me. So it's going to be a little bit hard, but I'm going to keep grinding it out. I'm about to, I think, step up my practice game and try and squeeze more time in a day. And maybe try and do 2 videos, because that will make me do twice the work. So all I do every day is I understand what the cage system is. C-A-G-E-D. 5 notes. C-A-G-E-D. The pentatonic scale. C-A-G-E-D. C-A-G-E-D. G and A, C, D, and E. The cage system is this. There are 5 positions. They spell out the shape cage, or the word caged. In the key of C, the word caged is spelled by doing a C-shaped chord. And if you don't know what a C is by now, you should. Then you move it up to this position, and you can play a C chord with an A shape. Move to this position, you play a C chord with a G shape. C, A, G, an E shape, and a D shape. All C chords. Each position, that is a C with an E shape, a bar chord. Each position has a pentatonic scale pattern. That's the pentatonic scale, C-A-G-E-D. C, D, E, G, oops. C, D, E, G, A. C, D, E, G, A. C, D, E. So each day I do my pentatonic scales a bunch of times in all the positions. I do my pentatonic scale on one string. It helps me to go move between positions accurately. And then I also practice memorizing the notes. A, B, C, D, E. That's it. And then I play my songs, which are, I have 8 songs that I play that I've decided maybe I could play in front of people. They've improved a little over the past couple of years. Now my main point of this video is what happens if this channel gets, we just got 100 subscribers. I say we, but I mean I. Why would 100 people continue to show up? Well, I better give them something worth listening to. It's not clear that I will until 100 people that really are with me, kind of average, want to write songs, would like to develop into a unit. So is this, in the future, is YouTube or online communities, online communication, is that going to really root itself into the world? So right now there's online dating, you can have online gaming, online all kinds of things. Will there be online bands? Say 100 people come and say, I'd like to be in a band with you, Tom. And there's, say, 10 groups of 5 people all say, man, I really like what you're doing. Let's work together. A band is a few people working together. It gets complicated. You have personalities. You have people who want to express themselves artistically, and some have the personality that they want their art to be what leads the group, and others feel left out, and you start getting these conflicts and tensions, and bands break up. And you have somebody like the Beatles back in the day. Eventually they all got tired of fighting, except Ringo. I think Ringo was on board for, I'll play drums if you guys will just settle on what songs we're doing. So bands break up. Now me, I've been in 2 bands. And in some way, I wanted to be the guy that was kind of in charge. The first band I was in, I didn't have the skill or talent or whatever. I couldn't quite take over, or the drive, the ambition, the dedication. And you can still see it that I still don't practice. I'm only playing an hour a day. If I really wanted to be good, I would play 2 or 3 hours a day. I would get some kind of drive and ambition. So you have this group of people. They come together. Somebody has to kind of be a leader and direct where you're going. I want it to be me. So if a bunch of people come together and say, let's do some songs, I will start saying, let's do my songs. And if somebody says, I'll help you, I'll support you, and I'll be part of a team that will follow me, that's where things start getting weird and bands start fighting. But what if an online community, what if we got, so I have 100 subscribers. That's not much. Most of them probably will hit the subscribe button because they're doing me a favor. They're being kind to me. Not because I'm creating great content. I'm just doing my exercises. Doing my exercises. I have songs. Okay, so an online community. Maybe it takes 1,000 subscribers till you can find 100 who kind of like me personality-wise, get who I am. So 1,000 subscribers, 100 who are actually kind of in. That's 10%. But maybe only 1%, maybe 10 people say, I would let you lead and I would be a supporter. Okay, so if I get 1,000 subscribers, 100 are kind of agreeable to who I am, and maybe 10 say, let's do a project. And I will be subordinate to a leader. Well, then bands can form, but then still pressures will start trying to, it's the way of the world. Egos, judgment, you're not good enough to lead. All these things start coming into play. So my idea that's formulating here is maybe after a certain amount of time, there will be a level of commitment that we write songs. And I'm going to do, now that I got 100, I'm going to start talking about songwriting that helped me. And I think I'll get back to AI. Whatever this time is, I lived through the entire computer revolution, more or less. When I was young, my parents bought Pong, and we had on our TV screen these two lines and this digital took, 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 this terrible ping pong game, which was a breakthrough at that time. And I watched the evolution of computers. When Windows 95 came out, we had a DOS computer, MS-DOS. And I tried it, but it wasn't interesting enough to hold my attention. When Windows 95 came in, I'm like, well, dang, I get how this works. And I was on board, and I started doing web design. I started looking at what other people were doing, how they made web pages. And I would steal people's codes and put my words in, my ideas in, using code and just kind of copying. But that's what songwriting is. You find out what the code is, you look behind the scenes, and you start putting your stuff in the structure of the way music is laid out. So here we are, online communities. I think that what will happen is we'll evolve into online communities that want to date as a rock band, and maybe there'll be venues of how to play music and make some sort of living playing songs. So I kind of want to do, in my golden years here before I die, and I'm clearly dying, I've got aches and pains and conditions. My knee I blew out in playing volleyball like 30 years ago, so my knee is a little weak, a little bit of pain, but I think I got a good strong 10 years in me till I start getting a little feeble. So all my knowledge, all whatever my drive is going to take me into this space, and I'm going to probably die average, I don't know. But I'm going to try pushing into some community setup. Maybe it takes 1,000 subscribers, but I'm going to start talking about songwriting. I have 8 songs that I like. I actually did a CD one time with this one band, and I have 4 songs that I wrote on that CD. So you get to do fun stuff as an average person. If you get to average, you can start playing thousands of songs as an average musician. If you get to above average, or even just average, you can start to write your own songs. But then you have to start developing this whole other persona of somebody who thinks they're good enough to play songs and be judged by others. And you'll find that judgment is the hardest thing. That's the thing that we're going to have to work through. Am I playing a little sloppy, a little too, I don't know if I'm cheating, stealing people's stuff. It's kind of the way music works. You kind of copy. You find out what the code is, and you look underneath and say, I'm just going to take this idea, I'm going to throw their stuff out and put my stuff in. It is a little bit of copying. So I have songs, we'll talk about songwriting, we'll talk about other things, but today just the philosophy of what is going to happen, what level do you get at where it actually starts making sense. But you got to get to average. You've got to practice every day. Your chord changes. You've got to start learning the notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You've got to understand that do, re, mi, your voice is part of what we're going to use. Do, re, mi, fa, whoops, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You start learning how this kind of goes together. If you're good, you can do all that smoothly. If you're average, it's still a little clunky. But we can grind through and keep working and seeing if we get somewhere. Thumb, pinky, everybody ready to play. That's it.